This is, for me, it was really hard to just grow up without a dad. And then, you know, my brother was older and I was like, okay, I still have my brother. And then one day my mom calls me 2 days before Christmas crying, which hurt me immediately because I heard her crying, and she was like, your brother committed suicide. And I was like, wait, what? Are you ready?
Welcome into episode 5 of Living Large with Mark Dohner.
Welcome into the podcast, episode 5 of Living Large, where you can catch it at 6 a.m. every Wednesday morning on the app CastBox and then noon on my YouTube channel. I apologize for being a day late this week. I was in London and I'm a little bit ill, so if you hear my voice crack, that's because I've been sick. Today's guest, a good old friend of mine, the Austrian, the German speaker, Johannes Bartl.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Give us some German. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, hallo, wie geht's euch alle da? Ich weiß nicht, wenn ihr jetzt nur Deutsch redet, dann wieder ausdrücken ein bisschen, schätze ich mal.
For all you Germans out there that know what he just said, you're welcome. I don't know what he just said. You're my first guest on the podcast, Living Large, that is from outside of Los Angeles, and I couldn't have picked a further place. Austria, where is that?
So it's in Europe. It's not with the kangaroos, what everybody thinks.
Oh, good eye, mate.
No, that's not us. And it's like close to Italy, Germany, Spain, France, like right there.
The capital is Vienna, right?
Exactly.
You guys have nice sausages. Wiener Schnitzel.
Yep.
Mana Schnitten.
Oh, you love those.
Yes, they have a really nice dessert out there in Austria.
It's not really a dessert. It's more like a snack.
It's like a Kit Kat bar, kind of.
Exactly.
But let's talk a little. Before we start talking about you, you're all into the fitness. You like to do the Bati Bartl is your company that you have going on. Before we talk about your journey from Austria over to Los Angeles to pursue acting, social media, dating a very good-looking girl. What did you think of the fight this week? Logan Paul versus KSI.
First of all, so I was surprised that Deji lasted that long.
Against Jake.
Against Jake, yeah. So that was the first big surprise. I was like, okay, Jake's going to destroy him. But
physically.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. But the first fight was great. Then second fight, obviously Logan. First 2 rounds, I was like, bro, my boy's looking good.
Right.
He was shredded. And like his punches were on point. He looked like a professional boxer. He was fast. And I was like, okay, he's going to destroy him too in the ring.
But then it ended in a draw. What'd you think of that?
I was disappointed. Like, I don't know. It left me in a weird feeling because I wanted someone to win.
Right. It was just like, what the hell? What the fuck
like
just
why?
happened?
I was so surprised. I was like, I didn't even know to that point that it was possible to get a draw in boxing.
No one was thinking it. Everyone's like, Logan's going to win or KSI's going to win? No one ever thought tie.
No, and I was like, okay, that's a joke, right?
Yeah, and it came out that Logan had 64 landed punches to 46 on KSI. What do you think that event means for social media?
It just shows, I think it shows the power of social media now. Like at one point, I watched it on YouTube, and at one point I saw 850,000 people tuned in to see the fight. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people for 2 YouTubers.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And I think the highest number was 1.2, 1.3 million people bought the tickets for YouTube.
At $10 a pop.
Yep.
That's $10 to $13 million
Yeah.
in sales. Which is pretty crazy because, if you look at a Mayweather fight, how much it's $150.
Yeah.
You probably, I don't know how many people watch those fights, but I think it's.
I don't know, but that's also different because they show all of those the fight in all the bars everywhere, so
right.
They make money with that as well. But
okay.
So it's you can't really compare it.
It's smart marketing in my opinion, just because all right, more people are gonna buy it if it's $10 versus if you make it $100. Who's really going to spend that?
Exactly. Also, you need to see the audience, who's your audience.
Right.
And
which, you know what bothers me? When people bitch about spending $10 to buy this thing. The amount of videos that we make and you pay $0 to watch them and you can't spend $10 one time to watch a fight.
And it was super entertaining. And
right.
It started at 9 a.m., over here in LA, 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., 6 hours of entertainment for $10. Where do you get that? When you go to the movies, it's $35 for 2 tickets?
I think the issue is Netflix is only $10 a month. and I can watch whatever I want. But like I said, we do a lot of content for free, whatever. We got that out of the way. You're a fitness guru. Let's talk a little bit about your journey from Austria to London.
To London, I
never went to London. To LA. What made you come over across the pond?
It was acting, actually. So when I was, I think, 12, I can't remember. Like, I think it was when I was 12 years old, I watched Terminator with my dad in the living room, and I saw him and I was like, oh my God, so cool. And then he told me, you know, that he's from Austria. Now he lives in the United States.
Who's he?
My dad told me.
Now,
he's
who's
like,
Terminator?
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Guys, come on. Oh, I didn't mention that. Oh my God. So I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator on TV. So for me, that was just like, whoa, that's
like
incredible.
Someone from Austria can actually make it.
Make it. Yeah, exactly. Okay. And then, to be honest, at that point, like at that time, I didn't know what the US was, right? I was just like, okay, I want to do it too. And then, so then I wanted to become an actor, like obviously with fitness, because that was my passion. Like when I grew up at the age of 6, I started playing soccer, tennis, volleyball. I was in a swim team. Like I did basically everything.
All sports, athletics.
All sports, yeah.
Were you inspired to do athletic stuff like fitness by Arnold?
Not really. Like I started doing push-ups just because I loved the transformation that I saw within myself. I was like, oh my God, like now what is this? Oh, it's getting bigger.
It's titties.
Yeah. But I think I showed you that one picture when I was 14, right? When I was oiled up, I was shredded. So all I did was I didn't spend any money on candy or whatever. Like I didn't like it. All I did was spend money on protein. No, on weights and like like a pull-up bar that you put in between the door frame.
Right.
So that's where I spent my money when I was younger, and I just worked out like crazy. And then it you know, I don't know, like I think at the age of 14, 15 or 16, somewhere that's when I first got my first gym membership, which is what was super exciting for me. And then I had all the equipment, and then I got really into it. I was like, okay, now I know I need to really figure out how to work my body. I'm like, okay, I can't just do push-ups, because at one point my arm's gonna come over here and I don't work my back. So that's when I really watched all those videos online and was like, okay, that's what I have to do.
Fitness. So guys, before we get into the whole podcast with Johannes, to get a little grasp of what we're going to talk about, Johannes moved here from Austria. He started learning English, was kind of like the first thing, going to school. Then you got into fitness, and then you got into social media, acting. Well, no, you got into acting first, then you got into social media.
Correct, yeah.
Now you're kind of blending your fitness with your social media.
Correct.
Before you moved to America, what made you make that decision? Like, hey, I want to move to America, and how did you go about doing that? Because a lot of people watching and listening are obviously from other countries, and they're probably thinking, gosh, because the podcast is Living Large, Live in LA. How do I get to LA? Because I know for you, like now we're going to talk about this, how difficult it is for someone outside America to come to America and live here and work here and try to pursue their dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a tough time. So back in Austria, I was a personal trainer, and I knew I wanted to move to the US at one point. So all I did was I saved my money, invested that money to make...
Very key, very crucial.
Yeah, very, very important. Just bear with me. I'll get you to that, but it's very, very important. Because I knew I needed money to start all over here in the United States.
In the United States, you would have no money. You wouldn't be able to make money.
Exactly, because... when you move to, I'll just start again. So I made money as a personal trainer, reinvested that, made more money. And then when I felt comfortable, I was like, okay, now it's the time to move to the US and study acting. So left everything behind, sold everything I had in Austria, like not everything, but like, you know, just my car and like whatever.
Yeah. Stuff you wouldn't be using
exactly.
anymore. Right.
Exactly. So then I applied for the... what was it? F1 visa. It's a student visa. So I applied for school, acting school. They accepted me. Then I studied for 1 year, and you're not allowed to work, not even at Starbucks or McDonald's or anything. You're not even allowed to wash like dishes or anything.
Which makes it very difficult. Basically, you can only come to America if you have money.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. And it was hard for me because in Austria, where I lived in Vienna, like rent wasn't that expensive. It was like, okay. And then I came over here, and in Burbank, I paid double, like immediately for something like half the size.
Burbank's right outside of like the city.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a suburb.
Exactly. And I was like, okay, that's shocking, but okay, I want to do this. And then school on top of that was expensive as well. And you have to live too. I mean, you need food and, you know. So that was step number one. Then I graduated after a year and got my OPT. The OPT
onto a new visa.
That's a new visa, basically. That means you're allowed to work in the field that you studied for 1 year. So I was done with acting school and went on castings, auditions. Just like I was so excited. I thought, okay, now I'm gonna conquer Los Angeles,
You're gonna
Hollywood.
be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Immediately in my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make this happen. So I went to all those castings and auditions, and mind you, I only had student films on my resume. So I go in there super confident. I'm like, look, did that from Austria, speak English now. Look at this.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So I went in there, and they were like, your resume, do you have any credits on IMDb? And I'm like, no, I just graduated. I'm from Austria, so it's hard for me to,
Right.
And those, mind you, small roles. It wasn't even like, Warner Brothers or
one
anything.
or two lines. Yeah, like
it's
an
like
independent film.
Exactly. And short films and whatever. Just some of those weren't even paid. I was just like, okay, I want to act. I want to be in front of the camera.
Right.
And I didn't get the opportunity. So I was like, what am I doing here? Like, nobody gives me the chance. Like, I studied so hard. I did all of this. To get here, and nobody sees that, like spending so much time in Austria to get to this point. And then I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? I don't know. And at that point, I met Logan at the gym. And I was like working out 11 p.m. for like three nights in a row. And at one point, at that point, I didn't have social media, so I was like, I don't know. He works out a lot. Maybe we can work out together. So I'm like, hey, my name is Johannes. I see you work out a lot. And he's like, Logan. I'm like, all right, nice to meet you. Do you want to work out together? And then we started working out together. And then he invited me over. And then I think we watched, I forgot what movie it was, with you and George and everybody.
And
even
I was like,
Jake.
who the hell is this dude? He's like, oh, there's this guy I work out with in the gym. I'm like, all right, like, cool.
Yeah, that's how I met all of you guys and got introduced into social media.
All right, so before we start talking about social media, where were you in your life? How were you feeling before you met Logan? Like, were you feeling failure? Were you feeling disappointment? Were you discouraged?
Definitely discouraged. I was disappointed because I was like, okay, what else can I do, right? And I was looking for more that I can do because I didn't blame it on anybody else. I was just like, okay, competition is hard. Like, I just need to be better.
Right.
And I was like, what can I do? And that was just like that process. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep working out hard. Work on my physique because that's what I have under control because nobody can take that from me. Because I can work out 3 hours a day and eat clean and nobody can take that from me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just build that. And whenever I get the opportunity, then I'm ready. So I wasn't too concerned about not making it. But I feel like just, praying and like working and focusing on what I want just basically helped me get into that whole new world of social media. I think that's how the world works. Like, you focus on what you want and then the universe just gives it to you. And like, obviously you have to take the step and you need to work for it. But like, there's the door. And then it was like, social media, do you want it? And then I just...
Opportunity.
Yeah, the opportunity. And I walked in there and I was like, okay.
How long did you have left on your visa before you got into social media? Maybe another year, right?
I don't know. Let me think. When was it? When did I meet you guys?
2015, I think.
December, November, December 2015, something like that. I think I had till September 2016. I think.
You had like less than a year.
Yeah, less than a year.
So then you meet Logan. He introduces you to this whole world of social media. Like me, even he introduced me. We became the boys. But before we became the boys in the vlog life, what made you start doing the Instagram skits? And
I think so. Like I said, I had no idea about social media. I was just like, so what do you guys do? Are you guys actors too? What's happening? No, I do Facebook. And I was like, what do you mean you do Facebook? And then, you guys showed me. And then I realized, oh, you were like super talented with the cameras. And I remember we had we met at the pool again. I was like, hey, I bought this weird ass camera,
Right,
remember?
right.
And you're like, let me take a picture real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we started posting, and I was like, oh, that's exciting. Okay, cool. And the first video that I was in was George's video. Remember the one with the 6-pack and like
The vegan?
No, in his
This laundry room.
the laundry one,
Right.
laundry one. Yeah, I think that was the first one, and from that, I gained so many, not followers, but like just people were like, hey, do you want to be in my video? Do you want to be in my video? That was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
And then
'Cause you were the only dude that was ripped.
exactly. So I was like, see, and it paid off. Like
Right.
me, like when everybody said no, me still working out every single day and taking care of my body paid off. Because I could have said back then when they said no, I'm like, all right, just eat pizza and get fat or whatever.
Right. Be depressed.
Exactly. But I was so focused, and then it turned out to be great because then everybody was like, oh, can I use you in this video? I'm like, sure, awesome.
Right.
And that's how I got
You
introduced
started
to
to
that.
get tags. And then what I admire about you, dude, is like you kind of knew nothing about making videos. Like
Yeah.
you did personal training back home,
Yeah.
you did real estate, and then
Yeah.
you move here to be an actor, study that. Then all of a sudden you get thrown into acting, and then it's like, oh shit, I have to create my own shit. Like I can't just keep being that guy with his shirt off and
Yeah.
everybody else's shit. So what I admire about you, bro, and honestly, like if you guys are listening, what I admire about German, you're not German, but what I've admired about Germans, and I work with a lot of German people, is their fucking work ethic is next level, dude. Like you knew nothing about shooting, you knew nothing about editing, and you took the time, you would stay up and you would learn and practice on your own, and you would ask me for help, whatever it may be, but like I can't do it for you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
like what I admire about Johannes, guys, and a big factor that pays off is his work ethic. Like he was working his ass off in the gym, and then he was working his ass off learning how to film, how to edit, how to direct, just by like observing and always taking the time and being patient and being not afraid to ask questions and get the answers. And then like the cool thing is you actually fucking listen and you take notes and you're like, you practice and you're like, oh shit, this is how that's how you do it. And I remember you showing me your first edit and I was like, damn, dude, like you're a better editor than George. I remember saying that. Yeah. Your first ever edit, I'm like, damn, George can't even do this. And it's just like, and you were like, yeah, I was like watching tutorials and shit. Like you went out there and you took the time to learn, and then you were able to build your social media following. So how many you have now on Instagram?
Before we move on, because I want to thank you too, because I remember that because you were the only one who like helped me out when I was like, hey, this transition on your video, that was so awesome. How did you do that?
Right.
And then you just showed me, and I was like, all right, cool. And what I like, because that's how I work too. I didn't want you to do it for me. I just wanted you to teach me.
Right. You watched me do it.
Exactly. So I watched you and I was like, okay, can you do it one more time? That was too fast.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, I just did this, clicked right here, moved it over here, made it longer. This needs to be shorter. And I'm like, okay, why it needs to be? So yeah, it worked out, and you were a big help just in the beginning right there when I had no idea about editing, and I loved your edits. Like,
I'm the best editor.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's really good. So yeah, I think we were a great team.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for that shout out on the Mark Dohner Living Large podcast. Well, how many followers you have now?
1.96. So almost
that 0.96 in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost 2 million.
Almost 2 million.
My man's crushing it on the gram. Mm-hmm. You do YouTube as well. Mm-hmm. You started making fitness videos. Let's talk transition from Instagram into YouTube.
Yeah.
How hard was that for you?
That was, I think it was, I can't remember when I first started. I don't want to say a wrong date, but the first videos were just fitness. Like I think the very first one was me moving to the United States, being vegan. Then
right,
did like a Q&A video because a lot of people asked me, hey, what's vegan? What is good? Where do you get your protein from? So I did one of these. And then I think then I started doing more fitness related videos, but it was just me filming my workouts, not really talking about it.
Yeah.
Which was... And now I know, but back then I was like, why is it not working, right?
Yeah.
But now I understand because I was just working out, but I didn't share any information.
No personality.
Yeah, exactly.
No personality. It was just like, hey, I'm working out.
Exactly.
And I think, what's the hardest platform so the people know?
The hardest platform, I'd say YouTube.
Yeah.
For sure.
My suggestion, guys, if you guys are listening, you're trying to get into social media, learn from me, learn from Johannes, start on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It's so much easier to grow on Instagram just because if you make videos on Instagram, you could tag your friends. You could You could send them a DM to your friends. You could have group chats. It's just more shareable. It's more eyeballs on you. They have a better explore page. YouTube, you literally, unless you're big, like to start, you know what I'm saying? Like if you throw your followers from Instagram or Facebook over to YouTube, like it's very hard to grow on YouTube when you have no eyeballs.
Exactly.
And it's so much easier if you like hit up your friends on Instagram, like, hey, can you tag your friends? Like, hey, can you share this or whatever? It's so much easier to grow on Instagram.
And I think it's easier to collaborate with people. I don't know why, but I think it's like everybody's like, hey, cool, let's do something, right?
Right.
Because it's easy to just take a picture or whatever and then do a live stream or I don't know. Because that's what we did all the time. We just worked out and then just did some Insta stories or whatever.
Quick,
yeah.
Quick collaborations, just real life shit in the moment.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, I'm interrupting the podcast to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Casper Mattresses. I'm hooking you guys up with a $50 off code. All you have to do is go to casper.com/large and use the promo code LARGE at checkout, and you guys will get $50 off at select mattresses. Just check out the terms and conditions that apply. You know, you spend 1/3 of your life sleeping, so why not spend it comfortably? You know what I'm saying? It's a funny story. So I have a Casper mattress. My roommate has a Casper mattress. My girlfriend has a Casper mattress. I was in London last week, and my girlfriend had her friend sleep over, and she said that it was the best night of sleep she's had in a very, very long time. She slept through the night. She had no issues. I have a Casper pillow. They have pillows. They have blankets. They have 2 types of mattresses, the Wave and the Essential. And guys, no bullshit. This is one of the most comfy mattresses I've ever slept on ever since I've lived in Los Angeles. After I slept on an air mattress for a year in a closet, I've only had Casper mattresses, guys, and I gotta say, I sleep damn good every single night. You know, order the mattress, get $50 off, and if you don't like it, you could sleep on it for 100 days. That's 1/3 of the year. Sleep on it for 100 days, risk-free trial, and if you don't like it, you could send it back. They got free shipping in the United States and Canada, free returns in the United States and Canada, guys. Over 20,000 reviews on the internet and given a 4.8 star overall rating. That's out of 5, so I'd say that's an A in school if you guys are all in school. Like I said, just head over to casper.com/large and use the promo code LARGE for $50 off, and you can be sleeping just as good as me every single night. And the cool thing about it, guys, is you don't have to go to the store and like try out the mattress and then like ask a buddy like, hey, can I borrow your car, and then throw it in the truck or tie it down to the roof and then have to worry about it flying off on the highway. They literally deliver it to your door in a box. It's mind-boggling because when I got mine, I was like, what the hell? Like this just came in a box. It's like rolled up. They do this like airtight compression. You pull it out. You literally take off the airtightness, and then poof, it's ready to be slept on, guys. And like I said, guys, 100-day free trial, no hassles, no issues with the returns and whatnot. Casper.com/large. Use the code LARGE for $50 off, courtesy of moi. Back to the podcast.
So you got into social media, got into YouTube. Now you finally got your visa to live here for how long?
Until 2020. But right now, that's the thing. I got my visa, my O1 visa, which is a talent visa, which I'm very proud of because it took me forever to get that.
Can I just say something? When I first met this kid, I would ask him, what is he doing? Every fucking day, the same thing. It was like, yo, sorry, bro, can't hang out. Got to work on my visa. Oh, okay, dope. What are you doing tomorrow? I got a meeting with my lawyers, just trying to get this visa, just trying to like be able to stay in America. And I'm like, Jesus, bro, like, and this is crazy, guys, because we take it for granted being born here. It's like, I'm like, why is it so hard? Like, I'm in America, you know, like this is where I live. But for someone to come here from out of country to try to live here, I didn't realize until I moved to Los Angeles how hard it is to live in America, and my man has stuck to it. It's taken him so many years and so many hours and probably tens of thousands of dollars just to like live here for another 2 years.
But it was totally worth it. But as soon as I got it, and that's what nobody sees. Everybody's like, oh yeah, you have it easy. You have a visa, you can work there. But
to get to that visa was hell.
To get to that point, I think I took 1 week off of like working for like visa stuff. I got it. I think it was around Thanksgiving because I was like, they're not gonna call me because now it's Thanksgiving. Now I have to wait another week, and my visa is gonna expire. I don't know what's gonna happen. And then they called me, and I was so nervous. I was on my phone, and Amanda filmed it because she knew, like, she heard that I was talking to my lawyers, so she grabbed the phone and filmed me. I didn't know this, right? And I saw the video. I'm like this, hello. Yeah. Okay. Hey, yeah. Because she was like, yeah, there's someone else on the line. I'm like, okay. I was like shaking like this. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Fuck yeah. I just yelled. I was like tears in my eyes because I was so relieved. I was like, finally, I got it. And then I took a week off of not worrying about anything. And I was like, okay, great, I got this. And then as soon after that week, I was like, okay, let's work on the green card. Because I know O1 is only for 3 years. So I immediately started working, called my lawyer again. I was like, hey, so thank you again for that. But now, next step, green card. What do I have to do? What do I need?
Just get married.
Let's go. That's a different story.
Yeah. Bottom line is, guys, Johannes, when he first came here, he had a whole luscious lock of hair. Now he's bald. And the reason he's bald is because he had to get a visa.
So if you want to get a visa, you have to sacrifice your hair.
But what I admire about you, and this is kind of is the telltale for anybody, in my opinion, that's kind of successful out here that I've interviewed, that I've talked to, is you risked it. Mm-hmm. Like, you risked everything in Austria to come here to pursue your dreams. Yeah. How difficult was that?
That was scary. It was probably back then it was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. 'Cause yeah, I mean, I had to leave everything behind. I didn't I spoke a little bit of English, but I wasn't perfect, and I had a thick accent, and I had no friends here, and I had nothing. I didn't have
How was that, leaving your friends, leaving your family, moving to across the world by yourself?
Yeah, it was there's a funny story. So first of all, the entire process of me, selling everything step by step, I got into this routine, so I didn't even realize that I'm gonna be gone soon. So I was just like, okay, who wants my car? Okay, I'm gonna sell my car. Okay, I have a bike. Yeah, do you want a bike? Cool, awesome. What about my furniture? I don't need my furniture. I need to rent my place. Do you know anybody? So I was just constantly doing that. And then at one point it's like, yo, in a week you'll be gone. And I'm like, yeah, I think so. It's crazy. And yeah, so everything was cool. Obviously, saying goodbye to my mom and everything was horrible because everybody cried, and then I got emotional, and I was like, "Please, mom, don't cry, because it makes me cry." So that was hard. But then I, was on the plane. Everything was exciting, positive, good energy. I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm so happy." I'm like,
"We're coming to America."
Exactly. I was like,
that was playing on the iPod.
Yeah, for like 10 hours. And then I landed, and this is the crazy thing. I touched ground in LA, and I got so scared.
Wow.
I was like, what is that? Like I started crying. I looked outside the window and I started crying for no reason. I don't know what it was. To this day, I don't know why. If it was because I was so happy or because I was so scared, because I didn't know anything over here. Like the laws are different, like how to get a driver's license, how to get this and that, and like insurance and whatever, right? So many thoughts, and then I get the career, started learning this, doing that. So I touched ground, and immediately, like, it felt like this.
What am I doing? Am I making the right decision?
Yeah, I'm making the right decision. Is it the biggest mistake in my life? I don't know. But after 5 minutes, I was like, okay, cool. Focus, you got this. And then after that, it was just like work, because I was so focused, and I knew I had to do certain things. I was like, I have to go to class, I have to do this, I need a car, I need a driver's license, I need this, I need insurance, I need to pay that. It was
dude. Your story is absolutely crazy, and I admire it so much. And a lot of people don't understand. Like, everybody has their own battles, and you've even had your own personal battles with your family and whatnot that you don't even talk about. And it's like, you're like a telltale symbol, in my opinion, when I learn more about you, that you don't know what someone's going through until you really start to get to know them. So like you just like embody, like, I don't know, like to always be positive to someone, like, cause you don't know, like, if the person walking next to you is having a bad day or whatever, or what they've been through, what their life story is. And people on Instagram, people on YouTube haven't really seen that. They don't really know like how long it took you to get to America, what you went through, how much money you saved up, the time you had to spend busting your ass to make money, to provide for your family, to just saving up enough, and then you still run businesses back in Austria, which is so crazy. So like, people don't understand, like, yeah, he has 2 million followers, he makes money in social media, but he still has other businesses. And that's something that people don't really realize about social media, people, is like, for me personally, for you, for Logan, for all of us, we don't just have social media. Like, we don't rely on social media. We have other businesses that we still hustle in that you guys don't see. And Johannes is a perfect example of that. But let's talk about, you've gotten all that all the way out up to here. We've left some stuff out.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that? Like, I know what you're talking about. I'm down to share that with your audience.
Is it okay?
If you want to. Absolutely. Yeah. So what Mark is saying is, and that's something I never shared with anybody because I didn't want to be like that. Okay, he's, he just wants
sob story.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So I kept that to myself because it was very personal, and I was just like, I don't want to share that with anybody, right? So when I was 14, let's go back. I met Mark, and then I don't know, a year later, after I realized, okay, those people are good people. Those are my friends now. Then I think, and I'm pretty sure we went out and we were drunk, and then we talked about it.
Yeah. Definitely was not a sober conversation. And I remember the next day, I'm like, wait, I think he said that, but I don't know because I was wasted.
Yeah, so we got drunk and emotional.
Yeah.
And then
we were in the hot tub.
No, I don't think it was a hot tub. I think it was like whatever. It was a party. We were drunk. Doesn't whatever it was. And then I just told him that when I was 14 years old that my father passed away, and then a couple of years later my brother committed suicide, which was obviously like super hard for me. Like, I lost my dad at 14, and I'm not saying, oh my God, please, give me something because I'm so whatever. That's why I never talked about it, because I know some people have it even worse.
Right.
And this is, for me, it was really hard to just grow up without a dad. And then, my brother was older, and I was like, okay, I still have my brother. And then one day my mom calls me 2 days before Christmas crying, which hurt me immediately because I heard her crying, and she was like, your brother committed suicide. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I was like, what? I was like, why didn't he call me? Why wasn't I so I was like, it's my fault. Like, I could have been there for him. But it took me a while to realize it's not my fault, because it was his decision. Like, he knew I was there. And you could never be like, Well,
it's just like, it goes just like, you just never know what someone's going through.
Exactly.
And like, guys, like, if you're ever feeling something, you always reach out, speak out, because you didn't know. You had no idea.
I had no idea. And if I knew, I would have helped him. Obviously, I would have been there for him. But this for the audience, like, if someone's out there having those thoughts, just please talk to someone. Like, there's always, you might think, okay, there is no way out. There's always a way out. Always.
Right. And this just, honestly, like, when I heard this story from Johannes, I remember the day, I'm like, damn, like, this dude's been through so much. And then I heard this, and I'm like, on top of that, you lost your father, you lost your brother, all within 2 years at a young age. So,
no, it was not 2 years. It was 2002 and then 2010, 8 years.
Okay, gotcha. Mm-hmm. But still, at a young age, man, like, then it's you and your mom. Mm-hmm. And then you make that decision, all right, I'm going to America. And now it's like, you're by yourself, your mom's by yourself. Like, and for you to come from all of those hills in your life and overcome them, like, and this just speaks to your story and how you don't know what anyone's going through, and it speaks to how hard you've worked for what you have. And that's like, it's like, makes me, like, it gives me so much inspiration, bro. And so, like, me and Johannes, we have this relationship where we just motivate each other, in my opinion. Like, I see you working, you'll be like, hey, I'm up editing. I'm like, oh fuck, I got to do something. Like, that's what I love about you, dude, is like, you're always just working, you're grinding, you're trying to reach your goals, you're setting new goals, you're never settling. And that's the difference, in my opinion, that separates you from all the other people in social media and even in the fitness. Like, as hard as fitness has been for you and how easy comedy was, you're setting aside comedy. Well, you're still doing comedy, but you're like, fuck, my passion is fitness, and I'm gonna work my ass off until fitness is my life.
Exactly.
And and you've been doing that. And now talk about starting off, what do you got going on? Body by Bartl.
Exactly. Yeah. So you made a great point. Like, I started with fitness on YouTube and it didn't do well, and then everybody started vlogging, and which was like comedy. So I did that too, and I got the views and I got the numbers, and it felt good. I was like, okay, cool. but I wasn't happy.
Right. It
'Cause I was
it never translates.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so I have the numbers, I got the subscribers, but I'm not happy. Like I wanna share my workouts. That's what I'm passionate about. That's where
know
my
why, but
that's,
you are.
that's where my knowledge is. Like
I hate working out.
It's like I know so much about fitness, and I want to share that with people because I know some people don't know certain things and they want to get ripped and they want to get buff or whatever, and I can help them with that. So at one point I was just like, okay, vlogging enough. I need to focus on like what matters to me, because I know that matters to people too. It just takes longer. But yeah, I learned I need to have patience, and now I have it. Obviously still like I wish everything could be faster, but still like I know the process. And yeah, so now I'm working on my website, bodybybartl.com.
Say it in English.
That is English. Body by Bartl.
Bartl, Bartl, your last name. Sorry, I had to give an English translation.
Thank you. Yeah, it's Bartl.
Doing the plug for you. Which, dude, honestly, it works because like I worked out with you for what, a few months, and I saw mad results.
Yeah.
And what fucked me was I went home and my mom was like, "Oh, you've been working out for 3-4 months. You're good. You can have some fucking meatloaf." And I had the meatloaf, and then the next day I had pizza, and the next day I had pasta, and I came back to LA, and every night I was getting pizza, and now I'm a fat fuck, and I need to get back on the Body by Bartl program.
Here we go. Yeah, we before I got here. We talked about the new program that I have on my website right now. It's a 30-day challenge. You work out 6 days a week, 1 day off. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Like I did it too. I lost 5 or 6 pounds in 1 month, but gained strength. So I'm back on my 4 or 5 deadlifts and stuff.
5 or 6 pounds doesn't seem like a lot, but like you're pure muscle and you have no
Exactly,
fat. So like for
exactly.
you to lose 5 pounds,
Exactly.
like if I would have done that shit, I would have lost. Well, I probably would have stayed the same weight. I would have just transferred it to muscle. That's my problem.
And I think we should do that. I send you the workout plan, and I'll go with you like through every single day, so you know exactly what to do, and then you will see. Probably like, what do you weigh right now? Do you want to share that?
187, 190.
Oh, that's not. That's easy. So we could probably get you to 182, like clean.
With muscle.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. So if you're 190 right now, like 182, 183, that's possible.
But
like in a healthy way that
is it vegan? Because you're vegan.
I'm vegan. Yes.
So is this program vegan?
The workout plan, like everybody can do it. But I would recommend trying, plant-based diet because you lose so much fat.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Look at Logan Paul.
Yeah. He was like, yeah. I mean, obviously he worked his ass off.
Yeah. Well, he went vegan too.
Yeah. But the diet is
When I did my shit with you, I was vegan.
Yep.
The only thing I didn't not do vegan, which I found out later, was my protein had whey in it.
Yeah. You had the wrong protein powder.
Protein.
Yeah.
But like everything,
But
my whole
everything
diet
else,
was vegan. And I was eating some crazy shit that was tasty as fuck.
I remember when I first made you the vegan gains bowl.
Yeah.
And you were like, this is delicious.
I had it every day.
Yeah. I remember when I had my first apartment down there, like the cave.
Yeah. Yeah. The worst apartment in the building.
I had it.
My man had to go in the worst apartment, the cheapest apartment.
Yeah, the cheapest apartment in the building.
Just adds to the struggle.
Yeah, adds to it. I didn't have any sunlight.
No, it was a dungeon.
But I was there where I wanted to be. Anyways, I think we should do that.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah. How about, what is it? What's Wednesday? Thursday? Wednesday?
It's going to be Thursday when I post this.
Okay, so let's start Monday.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I better eat. Who wants to get some pizza with me this week?
Yeah, you better do that now. Monday, you on my program.
Well, now that we've got like a lot of your life story
talked
about, what's some advice you would give to the viewer, the foreign viewer, or even the viewer from across the world that wants to come to LA, be in social media, be an actor?
Okay, so number one, you need to know that you need a lot of money if you want to move to LA, Burbank, like anything Hollywood, like close.
You need to have
here.
some money saved up, or you need to come out here and you need to get a job. If you guys have watched the previous podcast, that is, even when I had 1 million followers, I still had a job.
Yeah,
because I didn't make money.
Yeah, but for you, it's easy because you just
It's easy.
It's easy. I remember that too. No, but you can just get a job and work on something else. But for someone from Austria, Germany, whatever, Spain, I don't know. If
you can't work legally,
you can't work legally, and I'm like, I never did anything because I was so scared. I was like, I love this country so much.
You'll get deported if you
Yeah,
fuck around.
yeah. If you fuck around, you get deported, and then it's over. Then you're not allowed to come to the U.S. for 10 years.
I know some people that aren't gonna leave because if they leave, they'll never be back.
Exactly. So
Because they've overstayed their visas.
exactly.
You know
and then
who I'm talking about.
And then you can't travel. You can't do anything. Like imagine you just want to be like, hey, let's go to Canada for this whatever brand deal, and then you're like, no, can't.
Can't, yeah.
Why? No,
They won't let me back in.
Yeah, exactly. So just know that you need money to be here, unless you are a
Married.
scientist. Yeah, that's another thing. Like I know everything about it. You can marry someone from the United States, and then you get that. You can join the army within 2 weeks. You're a citizen. You're not even a green card. You're a citizen within
Wow.
2 weeks, but you have to be in the army for 2 years.
Wow.
And
So
if
you
they,
know all the rules.
I know everything about that. Like, yeah, I knew because I wanted, and that's another thing. You need to know your options. You can't just be like, okay, I want this, and if this doesn't work out, I'm fucked. So I knew everything, and then I just waited. I'm like, I don't want to join the military.
What I love about you is you worked your ass off to get the hardest one.
Yeah, it was the hardest
Like,
one.
You
It
could have
was-
joined the military, had it. You could have gotten married, had
Had
it.
it.
But you went for the hardest one that took you 5 years to get.
Yeah, my lawyer said the same thing. He was like, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And at that time, I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Why?"
Find one.
It's like you could marry, someone, and then you need to be with that person for 2 years, and then you get your green card. Like you get your green card right away, but you have to stay
Right.
with that person for 2 years.
Obviously, you can't just marry some stranger.
No,
Well,
like
people
that-
do it, but like you can get caught.
yeah. But yeah, it's like if you want to do the legal way, the way that I did it, save up some money.
Lots of it.
Yeah, lots of it. And then
Lose it all.
And then know exactly what you want to do. Like if it's acting, go study acting. I know it is expensive, but it is worth it. You're going to learn the language so fast, so quickly.
Just immerse yourself in the culture.
Just being in acting school and like speaking in front of people every single day helped me a lot. Because obviously when you don't speak the language and you come to another country, English is the only language. You're like, I don't. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Was ist doing?
Right? It's weird. So
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yeah, ein bisschen, yeah.
I don't know. You just sit back.
So in acting school for me it was just like they forced me to speak every single day, and then I lost that fear of like fucking up because I know I was like,
Right.
okay, it's fine. Like I'm not from here. I'm studying. I'm learning. I'm getting better every single day, and maybe that's an important thing. Don't be afraid to fail. Just know that you have to get back up and keep going. There will be so many obstacles in your way. Like whatever goal it is, it's not just acting. Like if you want to be a professional basketball player or
Right.
whatever, there will be obstacles. Just keep going, and like work on it every single day.
Anything else? I mean, I think too, the risk is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you said, the willingness to fail. And the most important in your case, in my opinion, is Jake Paul always said this: hard work beats talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like you may not be the most talented person, but if you work the hardest, you will always surpass those that are talented, because the talented ones take it for granted. They're like, oh, I don't need to practice. I'm good enough. But the ones that work hard, soon enough, are going to surpass. And the more videos you make, the more you create, the more you learn, the more talented you'll be. So if you have passion, if you have drive, like your man Johannes over here, you're going to move to America. It's going to suck for a little bit. It's going to be
For a
very
long
hard.
time.
You're going to have no friends. You're going to have no family. You're not going to be able to leave. You're not going to be able to make any money. But then one day, it'll all pay off, all the hard work you've put in. And that's, for me too, that's the same thing. The amount of videos I made for free. No money was paid to me. I was just making videos because I love to do it on my side. Finally, one video hit, and then all of those videos paid off. And that's kind of the story about social media, in my opinion. You work for free for a very long time. You have a lot of hardships. You're like, why aren't I popping off? Why isn't it me? And then finally, one day, it'll happen. And then the next day, you're dating Amanda Cerny or Kylie Ray. I gotta say, Johannes and I, we've done pretty fucking good for ourselves.
It's a fact. I don't know how it's for you, but like when I first started, it was a different feeling too, because I knew I needed that for my O1. Like I knew this is gonna help me get my O1. But after a while, like when I don't know, a certain number, like I forgot about the number and I was like, what am I doing? And then I wanted to give back to my followers, my supporters, because those people, like, they make it all happen. Like,
Right.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, what can I do for them? And as soon as I switched to how can I help my audience and how can I make them happy, everything was so easy. Like, it just exploded. And I got so many opportunities. I'm like, okay, it is about content. It's about what you provide. It's not just, just
it
follow
never
me.
happens. Yeah.
You know?
Bro, honestly, this has been a really good talk. It flowed very nicely.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope you guys enjoyed it.
We need to
It's
hang
good
out
to-
privately.
we need to actually hang out. We haven't seen each other. I moved across the way,
Yeah.
but he's moving close to me soon. Thank you, my boy.
That's
That's episode 5 of Living Large. Don't forget you can listen to it at 6 a.m. every Wednesday on CastBox and then on noon on my YouTube channel. You can watch it in video form to see our beautiful faces. Show them the abs one time.
I can show.
He'll show the guns. You can only get that on the YouTube channel. But that's it, guys. Episode 5. We'll see you next week. Living large.
Later, guys.